Oh, there's Suarez hovering around, gravitating towards fellow Yankee fan, Intune.
Yes.
All right, both players also confident they have their controls on the stream set up right away, so starting things off to PS2. See if
We'll see how confident we are.
Yeah, I was about to say, see if there was well-placed confidence. Face is there, but, I guess they're both there. Intune making good life decisions by playing Peach, although playing Peach into Ridley. We'll see how well it works.
3, 2, 1, go!
Trying to immediately go on the aggression is Face, and I like the option. It's going to give him the initiative to try and force Peach out of positioning where she'll be more comfortable. She's a character that very much emphasizes that micro movement, and if you have a character whose tools can disrupt that micro movement, then by all means take advantage of them. With Ridley, it's solid anti-air tools and decent air-to-airs. You know, Nair and forward air are going to get a lot, but Face trying to go for gold, like putting out the forward smashes, which actually does start a little bit above Ridley's face, so it's not the worst of calls.
Did not know that last part. Very interesting.
Ridley's got really weird hitboxes. And up smash is one of the better ones because the leg's intangible and it's a decently fast option.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, Face got a substantial lead. Let's see what he can do with it. Meanwhile, Intune trying to find some sort of strong hit to net some stage control. Instead, he's just getting met with a lot of damage.
And I like the forward smash from distance to threaten some space.
Yeah, normally Peach tries to hover in on you, and it's either float cancels or, you know, trying to drop in with Nair, get your down tilts in, start the combos. But if it's too dangerous to get in on your opponent at all, you can't really get that game plan. She doesn't really have long-range options, only really being vegetable pull. And turnips aren't really much for the Atomic Fireball. Good patience at the ledge, but managing to auto-cancel fair instead of actually land it into missing his opportunity to even up the stock count. Meanwhile, Face on the hunt to try and further this lead.
A little aggressive, I would say.
Oh yeah, no, Face definitely like pulling into big aggression, Intune sort of playing into that role. Unfortunately for Intune, he is at a heavy deficit now, so he's got to commit to it. Like, with this bad of a deficit, he has to play Face's game, and Face's game right now is just hitting the red line and building up as much damage as he can.
Yeah, this is definitely... Ooh!
I like the sliding down, so that was cute.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, Face is trying to ruin this man's day right now.
I feel like he hasn't entered bracket in a while, so he's really taking advantage of his stream time here, getting a 3-stock to start off the night. Intune forced to wake up after that one.
Oh, most definitely. Intune really thinking about their decision right now.
Yeah, it's hard because in a very odd twist of fate, Peach's good stages happen to favor Ridley as well. Just the ability to, you know, play laterally and control airspace. It's a general game plan that works in favor of both characters, and this is what I was afraid of. Picking against a small battlefield while a very good Peach stage is, in my opinion, the best Ridley stage because he can cover the platforms and the ledge and center stage all without giving up space or from fighting in the corner. There's a lot of room for Face to further the momentum that he's garnered from Game 1, but we'll see if Intune can turn the tides.
3, 2, 1, go!
Immediately taking to the air. I like this because it's going to force Face to be a little bit more patient with how he approaches because Ridley doesn't have the best of high vertical options without committing to a couple of jumps.
Yeah, I can see that. Ooh! I like the dash forward. A little bit of confidence there.
Yeah, just got to get your damage in while you can. You've got the momentum in your favor, and Peach has the ability to control the tempo of a game very well with her tools. Although I do think it's in Intune's best interest to not really commit to playing a heavily aggressive game right off the bat because, in general, Ridley's tools can help turn that tide to his favor very well, and Face trying to remind Intune of that with a very aggressive Space Pirate Rush. And that's the only time you'll ever hear me use the full name for Ridley's side B.
Oh, that's what it is?
It is the most ridiculous name in this entire game. And there's a lot of really stupid shit in this game.
Yes.
But Space Pirate Rush is maybe the most raw of the stupid names in all of Ultimate.
I don't know all the names, so I cannot say or deny.
There's a good deal of them. Also, it's worth noting that the normals are named too, but fuck me for knowing those. You don't need to know that. That's Easter egg type territory.
We got the Snapple fact today, though.
Yeah, there you go. There's your starter. Your Frank Snapple fact of the day.
Yes.
Face managing to tie up the stock lead. Not that much damage on him, all things considered, given that Peach can build up a 0 to 70 real quick, and Ridley has some heavy hitting moves. So a couple of interactions away, and Face has this as a tied game.
Yeah. Ooh. Very tied.
Yeah. Sliding up tilt is actually one of the best things that Ridley could be taking advantage of in this stage. For one, he's one of the very few characters who can actually carry that dash momentum to be able to move forward while up tilting. Oh, Mr. Saturn's on the field. And there he goes.
Small cameo.
We hardly knew you. Oh, don't worry. His essence almost lived on and Face mashing buttons because that shield is almost broken.
Yeah.
But Intune stays alive, shield intact for now. Oh, wow. That was an untechable. All right, I know I goofed on Face for the one buff that Ridley got, but it actually came in clutch there.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll make sure to bring that up to him when he gets back here tonight. He's trying to play heavy into this aggression as well, moving forward with forward airs and a lot of up smashes, but neutral air getting countered is what's going to tie up the stock count. I think it really feels the need to roar after a successful side B.
He's feeling himself.
Yeah, no, he's got to let you know that he just dragged you across the ground. Just in case you didn't know.
He is.
Ooh, back air almost managing to put Intune in dire straits, but even game right now. Unfortunately, because of the way that Intune has chosen to play out this game, like, the combos aren't going to be as reliable. It's going to be those heavy call-outs, like with forward air, like with back air, and like with counter that we've seen before.
Though, to be fair, I think
Forward air is going to tie up the game count.
I was going to say, I think Intune's more relying on the raw hits in general.
Yeah, we're not getting a chance to see his combo game too heavily. And unfortunately, from Peach is one of those characters where you really do get to see that difference in player skill, dependent on if they're just going to be going for hits in neutral or you're going to see combos, because she's a character who's so heavily reliant on them. Game 3 is giving us a very different dynamic as Callous Pokemon League forces out Face's Banjo.
I was not expecting this.
Face do love his Banjo, man.
I do too.
And if you were to pull out Banjo on purpose, I suppose this is one of the better positions to be in. Peach rather infamously struggling with a lot of the more awkward zoners in this game. And Callous being a large stage, meaning that going for those haymaker forward airs and counters, they're not going to pay as big of dividends for Intune. Likewise, he's going to have to get through Rear Egg and Regal Blaster to actually like do stuff. And Vegetable Pull is really not that good of stuff to do right now. Face can continue to play his same game plan of just going for his own raw hits and playing almost in a control sense, where there's more emphasis on just taking the stage control and allowing your tools to take advantage of that front. Unfortunately, Face is doing a lot of the side B in an attempt to go for those B reverse egg-lays. Doesn't need it, though. Forward air managing to get the kill, and in good time, too, because Intune had a Stitch Face in hand.
This series of games has been very drastic in how different each one has been, it feels. Like, the first game was very rush down. Second one was a little bit more piece for piece, and this one is just a little bit more zone heavy.
Very much so, and that's kind of the way that Banjo has to play to be a bit on the safer end, because Banjo does have a combo game, albeit a lackluster one, unless you take advantage of, like, one frame links between moves or really specific hitboxes between nair and back air, which, you know, Banjo has and are really good, and especially good against floaties. But Face doesn't need that to play this game. He is committing to playing out with projectiles and taking advantage of disjoints and forcing Intune to play into that as well. He's got to still play into that heavy-hitting game of single hits. But he's keeping the stocks tied, so not all too bad for Intune.
Yeah, it's going decently, I'd say.
The percentage has something else to say about that, and also I feel like the fact that Face is dashing from side to side, trying to litter the screen with projectiles, is just another indication to show that he's the one who's dictating the pace of this match. Like, even though Peach herself can be a very proactive character, both in being like more defensive or offensive, like Face is the one who's said, "This is how we're playing this game."
Yeah, Face has been the one that's mostly doing that. I'd say Game 2, Intune was putting up a good fight in that respect, but Face just knows. Face just knows how to set the tempo, and he's doing a phenomenal job of it.
He is, although he needs to start building up damage onto this last stock of Intunes. He can't really afford to play out the last stock game, so taking advantage of the lead is going to be his best bet if he wants to continue up this back and forth. Yeah, those early percentages, you're not getting anything besides maybe up air or like the last hit of Nair out of burying. Down throw good, but not that good. Not at those early percentages. Thankfully, the fact that Intune is trying so heavily to swing out of the corner is bringing us into a situation where a lot of this rear egg spam is working for Face.
Yeah,
Good timing on that, too. Cooking the grenade just a little bit. I love how rear egg is just like a real-ass pineapple grenade.
Yes.
Like, you just had the whole militia dropped on you. 2-1 to Face.